Yo, what's happening? JLUV here. Peeps, you're gonna have to excuse me if things look a little bit different here today. I couldn't be bothered shaving this morning, so what you see is what you get. Okay, so it's no secret that Japanese Pokemon cards have absolutely boomed in popularity over the last few months or so, and honestly, who can blame people for getting so excited? They released first, the texturing and the detailing on these cards is absolutely insane, and with so few English cards available for so long, Japanese Pokemon cards were kind of just there. But now, with Evolving Skies release, with celebrations right around the corner, and many English Pokemon card sets and international sets restocking worldwide, things haven't really changed on the Japanese collecting side of things. So you've probably watched a bunch of other misinformed YouTubers collectively lose their shit over Japanese Pokemon cards for that long period of months, claiming that reprints weren't going to come, claiming that it was now or never, and to buy these sets at these crazy prices. And then you had me absolutely chilling, not a care in the world, reminding people not to overreact and to chill and to just be patient because reprints were going to come. And guess who was right? Now, before I jump into today's video, I do want to get your opinion. If you want to see Japanese booster boxes reprint, click the like button. If you don't want to see Japanese booster boxes reprint, click the dislike button. And while you're down there, click subscribe if you haven't already. So if you've been keeping up with Japanese Pokemon card news this week, or you're in our Discord, you might have seen that yes, Eevee Heroes did get a reprint and a restock this week. This is the third wave restock that has come through. It started about the last week of August, and if you were paying attention, you might have seen a few Japanese stores that ship worldwide, but don't necessarily ship in Japan, restock and distribute those, even though they got a very small allocation. Those stores will always get a very small allocation, and they'll always get snapped up really quickly, but good news is that Eevee Heroes is slowly restocking through local game stores in Japan, and they're getting quite a lot of it too. A lot of stores are running lottery or selling 1 per person or selling 10 packs per person. And then you've got other stores that are just throwing caution to the wind and selling to whoever gets there first, which is quite disappointing. And those are the people that are reselling these Japanese sets worldwide on sites like Amazon and Mercari. In Japan, these people are commonly referred to as Tenbaya, and these are the people that are basically controlling the secondary market worldwide. The other set that got a restock that wasn't Eevee Heroes was Shiny Star V, and again, you might have seen a few online stores that ship worldwide sell this for a very brief period of time. It actually restocked on Amazon Japan too, although it was only for about 5 or 10 seconds. I know this because I had an alert go off. I was there straight away and I missed it too. That was a very small reprint that's hit online stores, but the good news is that from what I understand, this reprint is going to last over the next few months or so. So we probably will see this trickle through stores over time rather than them getting one big, huge allocation all at once. Now, in a little bit, I'm going to talk about why that is such a good strategy for Japanese stores in Japan. But again, for the most part, local game stores are offering this for sale in Japan, 1 per person or via a lottery system, which again, really good to see. Now, most of these reprints hit Japanese shelves around about the end of August, and their impact was actually quite immediate. For the longest time, Shiny Star V in particular, it's been selling for about 18,000 yen on Mercari and Amazon Japan, and I saw it go as low as 11,000 yen. Now, granted, the retail price for Shiny Star V is 5,500 yen, so this is still 2 times MSRP, but again, it's a really good sign because it has knocked it down basically from 3 times to 2 times. Again, I'm not justifying these crazy high prices, but their impact within just 1 week is actually really positive. Same thing for Eevee Heroes. Now, the Eevee Heroes reprint and restock was actually much smaller than Shiny Star V's, but it still impacted the price on sites like Amazon and Mercari. Again, I've seen it trending for about 12,000, 13,000 yen. That's roughly about 120, 130, 140 USD. And I saw it go as low as about 10,000, 9,000 yen, which again is double MSRP. A booster box does go for 4,950 yen, but again, to see it drop, about 3,000 to 5,000 yen, it's a good sign. Now, again, I've got to emphasize that I'm not justifying those crazy high prices, but long term, it's actually a really good sign. I'm going to explain why. There are a multitude of factors that you've got to look at, but it really is a good sign long term for collectors. Now, there will always inevitably be a bit of lag time between the prices in Japan reflecting throughout the rest of the world in Australia, the US, UK, Europe, but eventually it will happen. You've got to consider that for the longest time, between that May to now period, a lot of really popular English sets were out of stock. And the sets that were coming out, like Battle Styles or Chilling Reign, they weren't really that interesting to hardcore English collectors. And with that huge gap there with cards like, all the Eeveelution Special Arts coming out, there was huge interest, there was money to be made there for collectors. from the Japanese sets. What's different now, and another factor that's helping drive things down, is that Evolving Skies has finally released. So again, those people that were taking advantage of the disparity between the releases, that advantage is completely gone now, and people are really distracted by Evolving Skies. People are having a lot of fun with the set, and it's relatively easy to get a hold of. You know, with Pokemon card collecting, I really think it's the path of least resistance for a lot of collectors. What I mean by that is, when it's really easy to get a hold of, people are more interested in it. When it's easy to buy, when it's cheap to buy, people will buy it en masse. So now this reprint for Eevee Heroes drops, and people aren't as interested. They are still pretty interested, but they aren't as interested as they were before. The common collector is now looking at the easier alternative, which is Evolving Skies at retail price. Now with Shiny Star V, it's a little bit different because, again, the international alternative has already come out. Shining Fates came out. There was huge initial interest. It's still really easy to get that and buy it off the shelves at retail price. So the interest isn't there. But what I think is happening with Shiny Star V and why the price isn't shifting too much right now is it's being bulk hoarded in the hopes that it becomes the next Ultra Shiny GX or the next Tag Team All-Stars. Now, personally, I had a lot of fun with Shiny Star V, but I don't think it's as good as those sets. The cards in SSV, they don't compare to the cards in Tag Team All-Stars, but irrespective of that, I do think the prices for these boxes will continue to fall. The reason for that is when we have a look at the single card prices from both of these sets, they are starting to drop. Now pay attention, because this is the absolute single biggest tell for when Japanese booster boxes are either going to reprint or restock, and that is when Japanese card stores start to lower the price of Japanese single cards. Basically what happens is they get a bit of a whiff that a restock or a reprint is coming, and to get ahead of it, they start to lower the prices of the really big chase cards from the relevant set. And it makes sense, because if a reprint is coming, then it means there's going to be more boxes available. Instead of people buying singles, they're going to open up boxes instead because they can get them cheaper, have a go, see what they get, and then sell those cards to the card stores. There's going to be more of those single cards, and it's going to be harder to sell them at the really high prices. We see this all the time for English sets. I think we're even seeing it now with Evolving Skies. A lot of those early cards, the big chase cards from Evolving Skies that people were getting from Build and Battle boxes, they were really expensive at the start. When the booster boxes and the ETB started dropping, they all started to lower. And I know this is the case because I've seen it happen all year, and I watched it happen over the last few weeks or so for Eevee Heroes and Shiny Star V. If you look at Shiny Star V, the big chase cards from that set, it's Marnie, it's Charizard V Shiny, and it's Charizard VMAX Shiny. Marnie was about 90,000 yen back in July. That is a lot of money for one single card. And now it's about 55,000, 60,000 yen. Now it's still super expensive, but that has dropped 33%, which is absolutely massive. And I've seen it happen over time because those stores knew that this reprint was going to be coming. Same thing has happened with Eevee Heroes. A lot of those Eeveelution Special Arts, at their lowest, they were like 4,950 yen. Then when everything was out of stock and you couldn't buy it anymore, they shot up. They were hovering around, 9,000, 11,000 yen mark for the Vs. Umbreon VMAX Special Art, the Hyper Rare, that was about 70,000 yen. I know this because I've got my eye on that card. Then this reprint and this restock drops, boom, all the card prices come down. We're now seeing Eeveelutions at about 6,000, 7,000 yen, and Umbreon VMAX Hyper Rare, the Special Art, now it's about 55,000 yen. And again, that's still super expensive, but you can see a big drop has happened over time, and it's because reprint and a restock has come. Now, this is fantastic news for single card collectors because it means that a lot of those cards that they couldn't buy during that dry spell, they can get them now, and that's fantastic. I've got my eye on a lot of them. I'm going to be jumping. I think this is a good time to start buying singles from those sets from here on out. For lack of a better word, a lot of the single card prices for Japanese sets, they're starting to consolidate, and it's a fantastic sign long term. Short term, it's a good sign too, but long term, it's a fantastic sign because reprints don't just happen once. It's not effective to have one huge reprint and then that be the end of it. It's more effective when the reprints occur over time. And I don't think it makes sense for Eevee Heroes and Shiny Star V to reprint just once, one and done, and then that's it. It makes sense to trickle it out because the more that these sets reprint, the more they hit the shelves, while new sets are coming out, the bigger impact it has overall long term. It's really hard for collectors and players to keep up with this financially unless you're an absolute oiler, whale, prince, whatever you are, and you can afford to keep up with restocks while new sets are coming out. This is not financially viable for majority of collectors. When you think about it, it's actually quite insane. You've got Eevee Heroes reprinting, you've got Shiny Star V reprinting, you've got Fusion Arts coming out at the end of this month. You got 25th Anniversary Collection coming out the month after that. And then you got VMAX Climax, which is this year's high class pack. I am going to talk about that in another video, coming out at the end of the year. Then on the English side of things, you've got Evolving Skies, which just dropped. You got Celebrations coming out in a few weeks after that. You got Fusion Strike coming out shortly after that one. At some point, collectors, hoarders, players, whoever, they're going to have to make a decision. Which of these sets do I buy and which ones do I leave on the shelf? And when you've got all the other factors coming into the equation, when you got reprints, when you got heaps of people with too many singles, everyone's trying to sell at once, slowly, the sets will go down in value. It's all about patience. And this is the kind of stuff you got to think about. And this is the kind of stuff other channels aren't talking about because frankly, they don't know what the hell they're going on about. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/okJLUV. I'll see you there. Peace.